This is Morning Motivation for Educators on the Bee Podcast Network. Learn about all the shows at beepodcastnetwork.com. You'll hear from a variety of formal and informal educators who help put this podcast together. If you'd like to contribute your voice to this show, please go to morningmotivationedu.com to apply.
Hello, my name is Otto Schulteans, and I'm a 24-year veteran public high school teacher in St. Louis, Missouri. I've been teaching graphic arts technology for the past 13 years, and this is Teaching That Matters, a reflection on my classroom pathway. When I started teaching back in 2001, I taught English, newspaper, journalism, and yearbook, and I loved it. But I started to feel something was missing. The content was fine, but the assignments, essays, and worksheets, they often felt like they were disconnected from the real world. I remember thinking, what's the point of this if it doesn't go anywhere? I needed students to care about more than just getting a grade. That question made me rethink everything. What if I could design classes where the skills students learned were immediately useful? I knew our school had real projects available, so there was a need. What about an authentic, real audience? Well, what about their peers? Well, that's an audience that students really pay attention to. What their peers say about them matters. So how about I harness that thinking? That was the spark that led to the pathway I've now been teaching since 2013. I built it around photography and photo editing, computer illustration, desktop publishing and printing, and video production. I still kept yearbook, but I also gave my students a new purpose, connecting school content with professional tools and authentic outcomes. The whole idea is this: no make work. Every assignment serves a real purpose. When students learn portrait photography, it's not just for practice. Instead, if they take yearbook, well, they're also taking mugshots for the actual yearbook. When they design posters, they get printed and hung up around the schools. When they make videos, they're for school announcements or social media. Within a year, students notice the difference. They know their work is seen and used. For example, 1 year of not-so-great portrait photos, and the peer feedback is savage and instantaneous, and that changes everything. Suddenly, the stakes are real, and so is the pride they feel in what they've created. That feeling spilled into all my other new classes as well. It's the poster in the cafeteria that their peers see. It's their photo in the yearbook. It's their voiceover in the YouTube coverage of the last soccer game. That kind of authenticity creates ownership. And when students feel that, they work harder, think more critically, and push themselves in ways I never saw when I was just assigning essays. Over the years, I've refined the pathway to help students build layer upon layer of creative and technical skills. Throughout all of these processes, I challenge them to question their process. Could it be done better? I challenge them to question their source materials. I challenge them to just think. It all leads up to the print shop class, where students apply everything they've learned: design, layout, photography, branding, managing deadlines, publishing workflows, and even creating invoices for work done for clients outside our district. That's where the magic really happens. They become more than just interns for the school. They're running a business, and their work is seen by the larger St. Louis community, and that's where learning gets exciting. The world outside our school walls is moving fast. The way people communicate, work, and create is completely different than it was even 5 years ago. If we want education to stay relevant, we have to evolve with it. Students today are growing up in a world of constant content. That means students need to understand how these things are made, how to participate ethically, how to think critically about the media they consume and create. And that's just not something you can learn from a textbook. So I keep updating what we do. I try new tools, explore AI features. I look for ways to make classes feel connected to the now. If I'm asking students to care, I need to show that I care too about staying current, relevant, and real. Now, our district policies around one-to-one laptops and internet safety means we can't just adopt new tools without approval. Sometimes the software doesn't work the way we hoped. Sometimes students have different levels of comfort with tech. There's always a balance between technical accuracy and creative vision, but none of those things outweigh the benefits. In fact, the challenges often push me to be more thoughtful and creative as a teacher. I'm already thinking about what's next. Maybe more podcasts, maybe giving students a voice and other kinds of new formats. partnering with local organizations for service learning. Whatever it is, it has to stay rooted in purpose, authenticity, and student ownership. Education is changing. It has to. The world our students are entering demands creativity, adaptability, and fluency in a digital landscape that is constantly evolving. And I want my classroom to reflect that world. To do anything else is a disservice.
Thanks for listening. And whatever role you have in education, we have a podcast for you at bpodcastnetwork.com. Who among your friends and colleagues needs to hear this message today? Please share it with them right now.